Hi there. Welcome to Jack Danger Presents. I'm Jack Danger. Today, my first newsletter on my Substack, the newsletter called The Hedonist Prophet, dropped. So the newsletter should be out. It's on my Substack, link here. So you can read it. I'm going to recite it here on my YouTube channel just so that the essay is recorded in my own voice alongside the written version, so that it can be listened to as well. And I might do that for future ones. I'm going to do it for this one at least. And then I have other types of video essays I'll be dropping as the months go on. One coming next month in July. A different, a more video essay style video essay instead of just reciting an essay. But this one is going to be more of just a recital. So let's get started. So this one is a bit of a manifesto. It's kind of laying out what I'm going to be doing over the next 6 months on the newsletter, The Hedonist Prophet. So it is called On Conversion and subtitled, We've Been Using the Word Conversion Too Small. When most people hear conversion practices, they either ask, what is that? Or think of the most widely talked about thing, the systemic abuse of queer children inside of Christian-coded programs designed to make them straight. That practice is real. I am a survivor of it, and so is most of my immediate family, including in a different way the people who enforced it on me, but I myself did not know what it was until adulthood, despite almost having died of it. And the people enforcing it on me still deny its existence. The gay conversion therapy frame is the most narrowly drawn version of a much wider phenomenon. This narrow framing and blanket denial are part of how the wider phenomenon keeps operating. Conversion, in the larger sense I want to discuss here, is the cultural machinery by which a person is rerouted into a shape someone else wants them to occupy. A denial of one's chosen shape in favor of a shape that suits someone else. Most of these conversions are not announced. Most of them do not happen inside of a designated program within a designated curriculum. Most of them happen at the kitchen table, on TV, in school assemblies, in pediatricians' offices, on TikTok, in marriage counseling, at family dinners, in an algorithm. They're diffuse, accumulative, and very effective. You do not have to send a child to camp to convert them. You just have to put the right TV program in the room where they sleep. Put the right pamphlet on the kitchen counter. Make sure the family pediatrician uses the right pronouns. They will do most of the work themselves. I can list the conversion machines I grew up inside the way another writer might list the towns they lived in. Evangelical Protestantism, in the late-stage American mutation where the church is functionally a political party. The comphet marriage between two queer people pretending to be straight enough to survive. The suburban nuclear family as a closed conversion system, where the parents who were converted into the roles they did not choose passed the conversion down by every available means. The medical industrial complex, which converts autistic, ADHD, and bipolar children into manageable by translating who they are into a list of behaviors to be corrected. The porn meta, which converts mutually attracted bodies into rapist and victim by setting the cultural default for what hot sex looks like. The schoolroom, which converts a kid who would rather be thinking and creating into a worker. The wedding industry, which converts a wife into a commodity at the altar and a laborer for life ever after. The wellness industry that turns grief into a healing journey you can monetize, and the Trump state, which is converting the country back into a Christian nationalist patriarchy and using every machine on this list to do so. This is what I mean by conversion, and once you start seeing it that way, you cannot stop seeing it. I certainly can't. A lot of us are already living inside of the expanded meaning of the word without really having a name for it. When a trans person says transition is not the inverse of conversion, that assignment at birth was the original conversion, they're using the word the way I am. When a labor organizer says that wage work converts a person into a unit of output, same thing. When an anarchist says that school is a conversion machine of the state, same thing. When Kat Black says that mainstream beauty standards are anti-black conversion projects, same. When Abigail Thorne talks about Christian nationalism as a project to convert a citizenry into a flock, same. We're all writing around the concept. And I'm going to do that here on this Substack for the next 6 months at least. The publication is called The Hedonist Prophet, and I'll explain what those two words are doing together. Hedonist, pleasure-informed, sensual, queer, present in your body, and prophet, intentional, aware, seeing and telling, foretelling even. Pleasure, in my experience, has been both how you survive a conversion regime and what is used to uphold it. The reality of pleasure, the duality of it, its ability to heal and to harm, It's important to understand. Pleasure is inherent to humanity, and to me, it's been sublime, a great and terrible beauty, and I wish to tell what I know. A quick word about who is writing this, because it's going to matter only as a foundation. I was born outside Seattle in 1993 to a closeted gay father praying it away, and a fanatically religious mother whose Christian faith was the central conversion mechanism of my childhood. I have a BFA from Montana State, where I trained in painting, sculpture, and installation, with a minor in art history and a double major in French. I studied for a semester at the University Paul Valéry in Montpellier, France, and I am 32, autistic, ADHD, bipolar, which I insist on framing as a circadian rhythm disorder. I'm a trans man and a survivor of conversion practices proper, as well as multiple counts of child sexual abuse. I live in Seattle with my wife and the man I used to be married to for 8 years, who I now consider my brother. None of this is the headline of this newsletter. All of it is the foundation under it, the lens, I guess. The work I'm going to be doing over the next 24 weeks here falls into 4 broad zones of inquiry. How conversion operates as a cultural meta, what the culture itself does to us, what gets called hot, what gets called family, what gets called freedom. The porn meta, the taste flattening of algorithms, the wedding industry, the conversion that is happening every time we open a screen and it tells us what to want. The convert's vocation. How converted people become converters, the hypocrite cycle, why so many of the people who hurt me the most were not enjoying themselves, the personal mechanics of conversion at the scale of marriage, family, and inheritance, the institutions, the big machines, the Protestant pipeline from Luther to the present, medical industrial complex and the diagnostic apparatus, the therapy room, the family as a closed conversion system, how institutions we are taught to trust are also conversion sites we cannot easily leave. Refusal and what survives it. What conversion does to bodies, to sex work, to marriage, motherhood, appearance, and what refusing the conversion costs and gains. How regimes create refugees, and how those refugees know what the people inside the regime do not. What freedom from conversion would actually look like. Specific essays will come weekly. Some will be more personal than political. Some will be more political than personal. Almost all will be both. I will also be releasing news coverage through my unique lens and perspective in the paid tier of my newsletter, dropping on the first Wednesday of each month, covering headlines of interest to me from the previous month's news cycle. This coverage is called The State of the Conversion. In this tier, I will also drop periodic dispatches if a particular breaking news story catches my interest for a full piece. And then some details, because this is a Substack that I'm promoting and you are being asked to subscribe. Free subscribers get every essay in this list over the next 6 months in your inbox every Friday. Paid subscribers, $7 a month, $80 a year, $150 as a founding member if you are interested in doing that. Also get the monthly State of the Conversion, the news and analysis from the conversion regime, first Wednesday of each month, plus dispatches, subscriber-only posts, and working notes, comments and community threads, and the full archive. The paid tier is what funds my writing time. I live on $450 a month of state disability. Paid subscribers help me keep writing instead of being routed back into work that converts and kills me. If any of this interests you, subscription is free, and you can do that now. Again, link to my Substack here, and you can let the essays do the rest of the work. Or you can keep following along here on YouTube. I may not post every single one as a video. I'll try, but I can't promise. So if you do become a paid subscriber, I really do appreciate it. Like, that is genuinely how I'm making ends meet. I'm currently not. So, working on that. But that's how I'm doing it, is I'm trying to share what I have in here. So I'm going to keep doing that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you do. And I'll see you next time.